rare and balanced view on politics in today's world. Based on facts, born of rationality, common sense, and logic, providing context on today's events, this is American Perspective with Rick Thomas.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to American Perspective. I am your host, Rick. Oh, goodness, I think I got everything running tonight. So Facebook is hopefully running. I know it's running a bit behind, I can tell already, but I am there, so that's the good news. Yeah. So welcome one and all, and everyone who is here. That is fantastic. Looks like my numbers are not exactly where I want them to be able to give you any kind of campaign. I don't have any campaigns available until I hit, probably around 35 viewers. So that means that's 35 on Rumble, I believe. So, because I know they're tracking like, also it looks like they're tracking YouTube and X. X doesn't have anything, but anyway, plus I also have to be like transmitting for a certain amount of time and so on and so forth, which is roughly about 10 minutes. So there you go. Like I said, learning brand new stuff. I'm not exactly sure I like the way this does this because, of course, it's putting more work on moi. But I'm doing it anyway, just because of the way things are, going. So there you go. Anyway, all right. So we will. FBI can move to Rumble. Yeah, all right. Or Facebook. Sorry, Facebook can move to Rumble. Yeah, well, I know those folks over on Facebook. They're very, very set in their ways. Let's say, for doing these kinds of things, which is fine, perfectly fine, no big deal. All right, tonight on tap for the Pledge of Allegiance, we have the great Judge Wild. If you haven't seen his shows, he does like 3 or 4 streams per day, maybe 4 or 5, I think. And he does a couple of different shows. One of them is like a shopping show. The other is a quick, down and dirty, snarky news reel in the morning, noon, and night or evening. He does it right before I come on the show, as well. I get the notifications, and unfortunately, I'm busy doing my stuff, so it's kind of hard to go and watch myself, but you should go and check it out. That's Judge Wild, and the one in particular is Intelligent Talk with Judge Wild. So anyway, go and check it out. It's on Rumble, and kind of a good thing. Anyway, let's go ahead and get. Oh, buddy. Anyway, let's go ahead and get the Pledge of Allegiance going. So again, by the way, but Judge Wild is going to lead us. So please, if you are of mine, stand, remove your hat if you're wearing one, like me, and place your hand over your heart and follow along with Judge Wild as he recites the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Oh yeah, hurrah!
All right, and of course I thank you, Judge, for supplying that wonderful rendition of the pledge to the program. You can hear yourself pledge to the program right here on the program. You can listen to yourself reciting the pledge if you have a desire to, by recording yourself, performing it in your style or reciting it in your style, and then taking that audio or video file, attaching it to an email, and sending it off to fans, F-A-N-S, at AmericanPerspective.online. That's fans, F-A-N-S, at AmericanPerspective.online. And you can, of course, get placed on the rotation order for that. I'll get you in as soon as I can. All right, tonight's headline sponsor is the Institute on the Constitution. The Institute on the Constitution was established in 2004 as a 501c3 nonprofit with one singular mission, and that is to restore the constitutional republic through grassroots education. All courses and materials are developed using primary source documents and taught from the American view of law and government as defined in the Declaration of Independence in the following 3 key points. 1, there is a God. 2, our rights come from him. And 3, the purpose of civil government is to secure and protect our God-given rights. The IOTC offers the opportunity to educate yourself on our most precious founding document, the Constitution of the United States. They also provide tools to educate your community and get involved with local government. Start by taking their free U.S. Constitution course and go from there. Use my affiliate link, iotc.americanperspective.online, to sign up. And while you are there, take a moment to look through their other course material and information. My affiliate link, once again, is iotc.americanperspective.online to get great content, to learn about our historical founding, and support the show in the process. That's iotc.americanperspective.online. Or if you just want to purchase this fabulous Saddleback leather-bound U.S. Constitution to support the show, go to constitution.americanperspective.online. Take a look at this product here. This is 1/8 of an inch of Saddleback leather wrapped around pages that are water and tear resistant. Look at that binding, folks. It is not cheap glue. It's stitched all the way through the leather and the pages contained within. It's got a 100-year warranty against materials and workmanship defects, such that if something goes wrong with this in that time frame, you can send it back to the manufacturer and they will either fix it or replace it for free. It is buddy tested, buddy approved, Billy tasted, Billy approved. And my youngest whiskey warrior has confirmed that the information contained within will get you or will help you to study for your civics badge in scouting. Probably also will help you get your civics test in school as well. It has sexy rounded corners, as my rumblers all love to say. And so there you go. Go to constitution.americanperspective.online and get yours today. Also, don't forget to check out the rest of the Institute on the Constitution's offering, as I appreciate them allowing me to be an affiliate. All right. Well, so last night we had, or was it last night? I think we had a, what would be considered a stranger came in and dumped a bunch of gift subscriptions. Well, I've had a couple questions about that. And I just want to tell you, the gift subscriptions, they are exactly that. They're a gift, okay? So Rumble basically allows users to gift subscriptions to creators and viewers. And the reason why it's creators and viewers is because they are gifting it to the viewers, but they're paying for the subscription, and that money, of course, comes to me, the creator. And so basically what happens is they can come in during a live chat and they can, instead of buying a subscription for themselves, they would go and gift it to a bunch of others. Now, the reason for this, obviously, is to promote subscriptions and to promote the channel that they're dropping the subscriptions in. Okay. But the thing is that they don't choose who gets the subscription. All right. It basically goes, the system, they'll hit it. They'll say, hey, okay, how much do you want to pay? And then depending upon how much that is, the system will distribute it randomly throughout whoever is in the live chat and who has chatted at least once. There's no rhyme or reason as to who gets it. Okay, just so you know, it's not like somebody goes and, singles you out and says, oh yeah, I want that guy to get a subscription. No, or that gal to get a subscription. Doesn't work that way. Okay. And so the creators, of course, are the beneficiaries, the majority of the beneficiary of that subscription gift. You hold on to that subscription for a month, all right, because it's a monthly fee, whatever it is, a monthly subscription. And so you hang on to that subscription for a month. At the end of the month, if you don't renew it, okay, if you do not renew it, then it just fades away. It goes away and it's no big deal. It's kind of like somebody paid for a one-time subscription. But the idea, again, it's an advertising enticement, let's say. Okay. So the subs, generally speaking, if you sign up directly and you accept the renewal, okay, then I believe it's an automatic renewal every month. If you don't, okay, and again, like I said, the gifts themselves do not renew. Okay, you as the recipient of that gift would have to go in and say, yeah, that sounds like a good idea, and I'm going to go ahead and renew it and become a monthly subscriber. But if you do that on your own, okay, so if you do that on your own and go in and say, hey, I want to become a monthly subscriber, for an example, not that I want to call anybody out, but there's one or two of you within the live chat that have become monthly subscribers. And so what happens there is it's a monthly subscription fee, which I can't remember, but I think the minimum is like $5, I think is what I'm at. And like $5 for the subscription. Now, I appreciate that. I don't do anything right now that is subscription based yet. Okay, but I might. And I've been considering doing it, doing something special, as the channel grows and as I get bigger and bigger with a bigger audience, I'll be able to provide more and more content. Some of it might be subscription based. I haven't decided yet. Others may not. It's sort of the same thing as like what they do on Locals. Locals, which is the sister company to Rumble. On Locals, what you can do is you can subscribe to a channel, and then when I post something, I can either post it public, meaning anybody can read it, or I can post it as only to my subscribers. And so that's kind of the way it goes. So just if you receive a gift subscription, just understand if you don't do anything with it, all it's going to do is just fall off. There's no worry, and it's not like, again, it's not like somebody is, stalking you or going there, that kind of stuff. Okay. Now, not yet, but coming up soon, meaning I believe it's the 1st of March, Rumble is also rolling out as a part of this program. Okay. Rolling out a Rumble Premium members only videos. So for an example, if I continue in the Rumble Studio camp, like I explained last night, with the whole idea of having channel subscribers come and having the opportunity to have more, not subscribers, sponsors, more channel sponsors, like I read the one for Rumble Premium last night. Okay. A part of that program, and this is all publicly available information, by the way, but a part of that program, in order to be a part of that program as a creator, I need to put out, I believe it's 5 videos. Well, first I have to stream 30 hours a month. So that's the first thing. But then I also have to stream 5 of those 30 hours as a premium subscription-based kind of thing. I have to create content for the premium subscribers to stay a part of this program. And like I said, I'm considering the program. I'm trying the program. I'm checking it out. I am not going to hit 30 for this month, obviously, and the counter resets March 1st, which is this weekend. So, if I am able to stream 30 hours, and at least 5 of those hours have to be Rumble Premium stuff, but that hasn't been turned on just yet. That's coming, but that hasn't been turned on just yet. So that's on its way. And again, I think part of this is to help Rumble to be able to pay for the all of the servers and the internet connectivity and all of that other stuff that is needed for us as creators to create videos for you as watchers to be able to view and enjoy. And it's, again, it's part of like a streaming service package. Now, what would, as far as that goes, Rumble Premium gets you away from the ads. So basically, if you do it for free, if you just join Rumble for free, and it is free for you to join, you join Rumble for free, you're watching, in particular, video on demand, meaning like you miss an episode of mine, you go back and you want to watch it. You will be presented with advertisements in the beginning, sometimes in the middle, and sometimes at the end. And the reason for that is because those advertisers are paying to put those ads on the videos, and then I get a small portion of that when the video reaches a certain viewer level. And I haven't quite figured out exactly how many views one needs in order for it to make it. But the point is that all of this is to help support the independent media content creators, such as myself, in the best way possible. Okay. Rumble Rants. Thank you for that, Pekarik. Rumble Rants also, and I had to switch scenes so that you could see it. Rumble Rants are another way to provide money, okay, to the content creator. Now, keep in mind, Rumble does take a portion for themselves. So if you, for an example, if you rant $1, I think I get like 50 cents of that dollar. And the amount that comes out of it changes depending upon the amount of money is there. Okay. So now keep in mind the advertisements that I'd been doing, like the Institute on the Constitution, the stuff for TGRN, the stuff for theflagshirt.com. TGRN, it just benefits the station. And that's because I'm a partner in that station, which is why I do those ads. Theflagshirt.com, if you use my promo code, okay, then you get $5 off, but then I get credit as well for you doing that $5 off. And so I'll get a little bit of something on the back end. Same thing goes with Institute on the Constitution. If you buy something using my links that I've created for you, and you go and purchase something over there, then I get a little bit of, we'll call it a commission. Okay. So this basically, so you understand, this is really how the money kind of works. Okay. And my merchandise, which is my own creation, my own setup, okay, that also I get a portion of that. I try to keep the costs on that as low as possible. And basically what I take from the top off of that is relatively small in the grand scheme of things. I like to try and keep your costs low because I know that, your time is valuable, your money is valuable. And as much as I appreciate the money and everything, my intent, grand scheme in the grand thing, so you guys can understand, if I get enough listeners, if I get enough subscribers, if I get enough viewers on a regular basis, then I can offload to I can offload to other advertisers like Institute on the Constitution or, theflagshirt.com or others. Okay. And so that's the point. That, I mean, ultimately, obviously, I mean, I would like to make this my job. And that's what I'm attempting to try and do. So I'm hoping that I'm making a product that is good enough for all of you to want to come and consume. And you guys have been, so many of you have been longtime listeners and followers. I am just floored by all of that. Okay. But that's basically how all of this kind of works. I mean, and again, like I said last night, it's a lot of this is based on the number of viewers, because again, it's a sales thing. I have to prove to the companies that would want to sponsor me that that their investment is going to get their products put in front of enough people that it's going to be profitable for them, because you guys can go and purchase their products. And that's essentially what this is. So again, like I said, not that I'm trying to be mean or anything, but the reality of it is you guys are the product that I would bring to an advertiser. And I would say, look, I create the content. I have, X number of users, not users, X number of watchers and listeners. And now you guys, you can gain access to those 10,000 or whatever, in the case of like Dan Bongino, 100,000 watchers all at once. And so therefore here you pay me X number of dollars or cents or whatever it is in order to advertise. And that's basically how all advertisement works on no matter what kind of product it is. It's all based on listenership and viewership. So hopefully that all makes sense to you. And the advertisers are paying basically to be exposed to the maximum amount of listeners, audience, in order to be able to bring their product and their advertising to you guys. So hopefully all that makes sense, but don't freak. If you were the recipient of a gift last night, don't freak. It's not a big deal. You just don't do anything, and it'll drop off at the end of the month, and you'll go back to your normal place, and it won't be a big deal. I personally, I'm so thankful for that individual who came in and passed it out to a whole bunch of people, because again, that benefits me. A portion of the money comes to me for that. And so I do appreciate that. Same thing with the Rumble rants and everything else that I've just explained. So there you go. Okay. That is over. Well, apparently Doge has been so successful. And by successful, I'm not talking about, necessarily all of the good things that they've done, although they've done a crap ton of good things, or at least so far, they've reported a bunch of good things. But the concept of Doge is apparently spreading, and it's spreading over to, the GOP in Florida. Okay. Bam, I didn't think that was what was supposed to happen. My bad. Well, I didn't know that. I'm sorry about that, Bam. Bam said that when Brandon gifted the Rumble membership, it did auto-renew on me at $99, not at $9.99. That's interesting. I apologize for that. That isn't, my understanding is that isn't the way that's supposed to work. But anyway, I would, what do you mean it didn't let you cancel? Should have just dropped off. Huh. Okay. My bad. Well, no, and see, now 3 Chevy comes in and says, I've never had one auto renew. So that must have been something something that happened maybe specifically just to you, Bam. Because it shouldn't. I mean, the gift should just go. And that would be it. Oh, no. Bam, you're right. There's no refunds for the gift. But there's, that part for sure. There is no refunds for the gift. But as far as like the subsequent months, that should just drop off if you don't do anything with it. So there you go. Yeah. So it looks like a couple other rumblers are kind of pointing it out, pointing out what's going on. All right. So Florida Governor Ron DeSantis announces a state Doge force. So Florida State's Doge force is based off of the federal agency started by Donald Trump and Elon Musk to cut government spending. So Ron DeSantis is saying that the state's going to establish a Department of Governmental Efficiency task force. And the reason for that is because Florida has set the standard for fiscally conservative governance, DeSantis said in a statement yesterday. And our new Florida Doge task force will do even more to serve the people of Florida. Some of the goals for Florida version will include a deep dive into government funding going to state universities. Another goal would be looking into the continued existence of 70 boards and commissions in 2025. Florida Governor's office said the Florida State's Doge task force will implement a multi-pronged approach to eliminating bureaucratic bloat and modernizing our state government to best serve the people of Florida. So, yeah. Anyway, so there you go. It's apparently, popular enough that now they're starting to pay attention. So that's cool. Anyway. So, all right. It looks like, at least according to the news media and Trump, that the minerals deal for Vladimir Zelensky to go and sign that has been negotiated, that it's pretty much done. And that Vladimir is coming here on Friday to sign it. Now, the deal itself is supposed to allow U.S. access to strategic minerals. And he has agreed, Zelensky's agreed to the draft of the deal. Basically it doesn't give anything with, it doesn't give anything as far as us like paying anything. So the pact, which would involve giving the U.S. access to natural resources in exchange for America's support of Ukraine in its war, amid its war with Russia, was days in the making. Trump said on Friday that his administration was pretty close to striking a deal, and on Monday he hinted that a meeting between him and Zelensky was imminent. Trump said it's a deal with rare earths and other things, and he would like to come, as I understand it, here to sign it. And that would be great with me, Trump said. I think they then have to get it approved by their council or whoever might approve it, but I'm sure that that's going to happen. So there you go. So it looks like Trump is getting it. Now, U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent previously lauded the potential pact in a Sunday interview on Sunday Morning Futures. He said, the first part of this is a partnership between Ukraine and the U.S. that involves strategic minerals, energy, and state-owned enterprises where we set up a partnership. We are only looking forward. So on Monday, Russian President Vladimir Putin said that he was open to cooperating with the U.S. if Trump signals interest in mining minerals in Russia and Russia-occupied parts of Ukraine. Russia is one of the undisputed... Putin said this in an interview on Russian state television. Russia is one of the undisputed leaders in terms of reserves of these rare and rare earth metals. These are quite capital-intensive investments, capital-intensive projects. We would be happy to work together with any foreign partners, including American ones. So this is going to be kind of interesting to see what's going to happen. So anyway, good thing. And honestly, what that does too, by the way, is that what that also does too is it makes it to where basically is going to make it to where we have a vested interest, obviously, in keeping Ukraine safe. It's pretty much just like any other country that we've worked in. We have to have some sort of American interests, okay, in terms of all this. So we have to have some kind of American interests in the whole thing. So yeah. I see this as definitely a good thing. It's a good step forward. And as Amy points out, she says, I think a U.S.-Ukraine deal will scare Putin and force him into the negotiating table or to come and negotiate. So anyway. Well, there's a lot of talk, especially recently, because one of the main things that Trump did say he was going to do is he was going to release the files on JFK, RFK, MLK, and Epstein. And Epstein apparently is a big topic among some folks. Senator Blackburn, this in Newsmax, Senator Blackburn urges Patel to release Epstein info. Now, Patel, obviously, I don't think has the authority to do that. But Pam Bondi could. Anyway, Senator Marsha Blackburn urged the newly inaugurated FBI Director Kash Patel on Monday to release the agency's complete unredacted records on Jeffrey Epstein, according to the New York Post. The Tennessee Republican, who has made the same request of acting IRS Commissioner Douglas O'Donnell to release the service's records on the matter, wrote in a letter to Patel that this critical information identifying every individual who could have participated in Jeffrey Epstein's abhorrent conduct is long overdue. So, yeah. Anyway, the senator also added that the survivors of Mr. Epstein's horrific crimes want transparency and accountability, and they and the American people deserve nothing less. So, yeah. So anyway, there you go. And it's not just Marsha Blackburn who is calling for it. Apparently, Alina Habba, you remember, the Trump attorney. So the Epstein files are supposedly set for release, and Alina Habba says DC should start panicking. Here's what she said about it.
I want to get to Attorney General Pam Bondi is now vowing to release the bombshell Jeffrey Epstein documents. She says it's sitting on her desk. Here's a little bit of what she had to say. Listen.
This is something Donald Trump has talked about. The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that. I'm reviewing JFK files, MLK files. That's all in the process of being reviewed because that was done at the directive of the president from all of these agencies.
So have you seen anything that you said, oh my gosh?
Not yet.
Elena, do you have any insight on what's coming?
Transparency. Transparency is coming. We had a lot of defiance, I think is the word you were looking for, from the radical left, and that's because they would have rather us kept quiet. They didn't want to expose the funding that they were getting through NGOs, through USAID, and now they're going to panic because they don't want anybody to know who was on Epstein's island, who was a pedo, and who is probably still sitting in D.C. And the reality of the situation is this: there will be accountability, and America deserves it. We needed to know what the drones are. We needed to know that we were okay. We need to know about Epstein's island. We want to know about JFK. The days of American government hiding from American people are over. We need transparency. We have done that, and we will continue to do so. I'm excited for Pam and now Cash to get in there and clean up our mess.
Well, Lena, you talked about
January 6th, too.
Yeah, absolutely. Want to see what's behind January 6th as well. You talked about panic before when she said she had the file on her desk. I think there's a lot of people in panic now, but I think you're absolutely right, Alina. This is how you restore trust in government.
Yeah, so apparently we're getting closer. We're getting closer to seeing the Epstein list. Honestly, I don't think it's going to be like the big thing. I honestly don't believe that it's going to be this big, huge freaking, there won't be any surprises. I think a lot of it has already been kind of found out. And I just don't see anything on the Epstein list that's, anyway, I don't know. I mean, I'm at the point now where it's like, you guys have teased it enough until it releases. This is just over and over and over again. But anyway, yeah. All right. Well, anyway, we'll believe it. We'll believe it when we see it. Let's just put it that way. All right. Let me go ahead and hit one of these wonderful little ads. See if I can help bolster the channel here. So let me go ahead. We'll go this. Nope. We'll do this side. Nope. I want this side. Come on. All right. So this particular ad, I like coffee. Do you like coffee? Do you enjoy the free speech that Rumble is protecting and fighting for as well? Yeah. Well, this show and many others on Rumble is only possible thanks to our viewers supporting Rumble's platform by purchasing Rumble's products. Most of you drink coffee every day. I know I do. I drink coffee a lot. Anyway, and that's why you have to try Rumble's 1775 coffee. It's actually some of the best coffee, and it's the same price as the coffee you buy now, but it's way better, or at least they say. We'll see. Anyway, Rumble's 1775 coffee is free from chemicals, yet rich in flavor. This is because their beans are sourced from high-altitude farms in Bolivia, hand-picked, roasted weekly at their facility in Miami, and delivered fresh to your doorstep. As believers in freedom, buying from Rumble helps fight back against woke corporations like Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts. That sounds cool. I'm probably going to have to get myself some as well. Join the coffee revolution and brew rebellion with Rumble's 1775 coffee. Go to 1775coffee.com, use the code STUDIO, and get a free month's supply of their cognitive boosting supplement, Limitless, when you buy 2 bags of their coffee. Think about that. It's a crazy deal. And the supplement is worth more than the 2 bags of coffee. Go to 1775coffee.com and try their amazing coffee. I think I will too. I'll go to 1775coffee.com. All right. So there we go. All right. See how that works? That's how that works. And it should have popped up in the chat too, by the way. It should have been pinned at the top of the chat as well. to go to 1775coffee.com. Go and check that out. Yeah. Anyway. All right. Let's run this down. So some more changes in the mainstream media world. All right. Some more changes. Well, this one in particular. The New York Post reports that morale at The View is low. Really? The witches on The View, their morale is low? Anyway, according to the New York Post, after hosts are asked to dial back on Trump criticisms, according to sources. So is The View actually trying to save themselves? Really? Anyway, apparently behind the scenes, morale is low among staffers after layoffs and unpopular cost-cutting moves, multiple sources told the Post. The fiery hosts of The View have faced pressure to dial back their anti-President Trump rhetoric, leading to tension in front of the cameras. One source close to the show's co-hosts, Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, Sonny Hostin, Sarah Haynes, Alyssa Farah Griffin, and Anna Navarro, said that the fear and loathing is partly because Brian Teta, executive producer of the daytime Gabfest, spoke to staffers about going easy on Trump-related commentary in the days leading up to the 47th president taking the oath of office. I bet it has something a little bit more than that. The directive followed an embarrassing moment in November when the co-hosts were forced to issue 4 legal notes. That's right. You remember that? I do, because we played a couple. Disclaimers during a broadcast while discussing allegations leveled at several of Trump's cabinet nominees. Since then, the outspoken hosts have been somewhat more careful, with Haynes admitting that she and her fellow panelists are out of touch with a large portion of Americans because none voted for Trump. Well, the reality of it is, I don't care whether you're voting for Trump or not. It's just the fact of the matter is you are out of touch. You folks on The View are out of touch with Americans. They're out of touch. Totally out of touch. So, yeah. Anyway, more recently, Griffin admitted she agreed with some of Trump's policies. Oh my gosh, don't give me a heart attack. Really? Anyway, while trying to convince Goldberg to find middle ground with Trump supporters. Yeah, Whoopi Goldberg, the Karen of Karens. That's her real name, is Karen. Anyway, so the Post previously reported that post-election ABC News execs were holding high-level meetings over bringing in conservative voices to balance the drumbeat of negativity toward Trump by the current hosts. Yeah, that's not the reason, people. I'm telling you right now what that is they're probably feeling the heat from the tanking ratings. Anyway, the show has managed to hold its own in the ratings since Trump was elected in November, averaging a roughly 2.6 million total viewers in the last 4 weeks. Yeah, okay. Maybe they're not tanking, but yeah. Anyway, I'm sure it has something to do with the ratings setup. Okay. I'm fairly certain of that. And it's not just The View that's feeling the heat. As I reported last night, MSNBC has fired Joy Reid. Well, Joy Reid left MSNBC. Well, here there's another person who has decided to move out, but he's not leaving completely. Okay, he's not leaving completely. He is changing, though, his scenario. So, basically, after 10 years of manning the anchor desk at NBC News, Lester Holt is saying goodbye to the anchor desk. So Holt is now planning to spend most of his time at Dateline, which seems like a major step down, according to the Red State article that I'm reading from here. Here's the announcement. Holt, 65, will remain with NBC in a full-time role at Dateline, where he has been the principal anchor for nearly 15 years. According to a memo that was shared with staffers, Holt said that he would continue anchoring the evening news until the start of summer. Holt wrote in a note to staffers, as a 20-year-old radio reporter on the police beat chasing breaking news around San Francisco, I could never have imagined my career path would unfold in the way it has. What an amazing ride. So, yeah, I think he's stepping out. So Acosta's gone, Joy Reid's gone, Lester Holt is gone. Let's see, they also had Chuck Todd left, Nora O'Donnell left. So yeah, Chris Wallace left. Yeah, so they're getting all shaken up by this second Trump term. Yeah. So there you go. Anyway, the mainstream media is just they're floundering right now because they decided to step to the left side of the aisle and make all kinds of noise. Well, I don't know if anybody caught this. I know I would be like seriously in trouble if I were working at a company, much less alone the government, and started bringing up all kinds of, shall we say, questionable sexual exploits. Well, apparently, this was found out by Chris Rufo and Hannah Grossman. Both of them revealed on Monday that they had obtained chat logs from the NSA's Intelink, or Intel Inc., that's INTELINK, their internal messaging system, which is classified internal communication network. Now, I don't know how they got them. They don't really explain it too much, but apparently the logs that they received dating back over 2 years show that the NSA and other intelligence agency employees were engaging in discussions on this federal platform. Intimate personal matters, including things like transgender procedures and hormone treatments. Seriously? You're in a business. You're in a federal government agency that deals with classified information all the time. Not only that, but it's, your shit's being recorded. You know it's being tracked. Everything in the government is tracked. This is crazy. This is totally nuts that they would do this. So apparently one of the most frequently discussed topics in a particular chat room was male to female transgender surgeries. This is at a government installation. This is at a government entity. Anyway, in one instance, apparently the user detailed their experience undergoing gender reassignment surgery, writing, quote, "Mine is everything. I found that I like being penetrated." What? Anyway, but all the rest is just important as well. Another intelligence employee stated that genital surgery allowed them to wear leggings or bikinis without having to wear a gaff under it. But wait, folks, look, there is a difference between your personal life and your professional life. They shouldn't mix. I don't know why anybody would think that this would be acceptable. I mean, seriously, I honestly, I don't know why this would be acceptable in any sense of the word. One individual was describing spending thousands of dollars on laser hair removal. Talking about getting their buttholes zapped by a laser. Anyway, another participant discussed estrogen treatments. Yep. A defense intelligence agency employee shared a personal experience, adding, "One of the weirdest things that gives me euphoria is when I pee. I don't have to push anything down to make sure it aims right." Really? Come on. I mean, this is ridiculous. And to sit here and talk about, again, this is a government agency here, folks. This is the agency this is the National Security Agency. They're supposed to be dealing with taking care of threats and protecting the homeland. This is crazy. This is nuts that this was even allowed. God. And you sit here and wonder, the left sits here and wonders why anybody on the right would be remiss in wanting to get things looked at. Anyway. All right. So, Trump has now stated that he wants the Keystone XL pipeline built again. Okay? Yep. So this in the Epic Times. I know, that was a hell of a segue, wasn't it? Ugh. Anyway, so here, Trump says that he wants the Keystone XL oil pipeline built now. President Trump wrote in a post on his social media network, True Social, "The company building the Keystone XL pipeline that was viciously jettisoned by the incompetent Biden administration should come back to America and get it built now." The president said his administration is very different than the previous one, adding that he would promise easy approvals and an almost immediate start to the project. If not then, perhaps, or if not them, perhaps another pipeline company. We want the Keystone XL pipeline built. Okay. Construction on the 1,200-mile pipeline started in 2010 and was meant to carry oil sands crude from Canada to the interior of the United States. The Keystone XL pipeline was expected to carry 830,000 barrels per day of crude oil from Alberta's oil sands to Nebraska. But the project was delayed due to opposition from U.S. landowners, Native American tribes, and environmentalists. What's funny is those environmentalists, those environmentalists don't realize that the trains that they're currently using, and believe me, I see them all the time, those trains are less safe than the pipeline. Anyway. Opponents of the pipeline, including environmentalist groups, had fought its construction for years, but arguing it was unnecessary and would hamper the U.S. transition to alternative forms of energy. Yeah, we've talked about this kind of thing on the program. We're not going to be able to transition to alternative forms of energy and keep that as our primary source of energy because it's not feasible at this time. We've talked about this all the time, that and not to mention the fact that many green forms of energy actually are not that green when you start actually looking at the differences between the poisoning of the earth and the raw earth minerals, rare earth minerals and metals that are taken from the earth that cannot be recycled. So, yeah. Anyway. So it was first rejected by Barack Obama in 2015. Trump in his first term attempted to resurrect the project, but it was stymied by all the lawsuits. The project was ultimately blocked by the Biden administration just hours after Joe Biden took office in January of 2021, leading to thousands of lost jobs. When it was canceled, officials in Canada said that they were disappointed by the decision. Then Alberta Premier Jason Kenney released a statement in 2021 saying his office was disappointed and frustrated by the project's cancellation. So, yeah, Anyway, Biden gave as a reason for it some BS thing with regards to undermining climate leadership. Yeah, sure. Anyway, so Trump wants to get it back on time, back in product. Now, Trump has also said that Canadian energy products would face a lower tariff of 10% instead of 25%. Canada is the top supplier of crude oil to the United States, accounting for about 60% of total U.S. oil imports, according to the most recent data from the U.S. Energy Information Administration. So, yeah, there you go. Anyway. What the hell is going on with... I want to know, does anybody have any idea what the hell's going on with Dan Crenshaw? I mean, Dan Crenshaw, you know, the guy, the representative, he's got one eye. Started off being like a fantastic conservative. I mean, just a fantastic conservative. And then all of a sudden he turned into something else. I have no idea what the heck happened to him. Because he turned into, well, I mean, the only way to say it is a rhino. Well, he was caught on a hot mic. He was caught on a hot mic threatening to, quote, effing kill Tucker Carlson. So he was apparently following an interview from a conservative British news channel called GB News. Reporter Stephen Edgington asked Crenshaw if he had ever met the former host. Okay. Crenshaw responded by admitting that he had not met Carlson, but said, quote, "If I ever meet him, I'll effing kill him." He then went on to call Carlson the worst person. You don't believe me or don't believe this? Well, take a listen. Oh, as soon as I can get the video up.
Dollars to Ukraine. I know that people like Tucker Carlson would make the argument that there's a real opportunity cost there. You know, we could have spent that money on the border or fixing, you know, issues in America. Yeah. What do you make of that argument that all this money could have been spent to help Americans and not Ukrainians?
Well, you can walk and chew bubblegum at the same time. You know, we spend 75-80% of our budget on a welfare state in America, on Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. I would love to ask Tucker what he thinks that $100 billion should be spent on, and if he would vote for it as a conservative. Tucker doesn't know what he's talking about. You know, Tucker likes to visit Moscow and talk about how great the grocery stores are. So I don't really take his advice very seriously.
Just coming back to this $100 billion to Ukraine, I know that people like Tucker Carlson would make the argument.
Oh, I thought the clip had it in it. Oh, well. Anyway, so yeah, that's Dan Crenshaw. Just a incredible piece of, yeah. Anyway, Marjorie Taylor Greene apparently asked the congressman on X whether or not he had threatened him, and Crenshaw denied the accusation, writing, LOL, no. But anyway, whatever. So, interesting. So Tucker Carlson responded to Crenshaw's threats, writing, "Why don't you come and sit for an interview and we'll see how you do. I'll send you my address." Yeah. Anyway, things are heating up in the political world. All kinds of places. All right, folks, that is it for me for this evening. Do me a favor, if you haven't already, head on over to rumble.com, get yourself an account. It is free. And make sure that you sign up and sign in. And once you do, make sure that you hit that green follow button. Well, you search up the American Perspective channel first, and then, of course, hit that green follow button to get notified every time I go live. Also, too, don't forget to hit those thumbs up buttons on the way out and across all my platforms, whether it is Facebook, X, YouTube, and, of course, the aforementioned Rumble. We will see you tomorrow night, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on American Perspective, on Rumble, hopefully. We'll see you all tomorrow night. Have a great rest of your evening, and good night, everybody.
The previous broadcast was produced and is owned by Active Eye Media LLC. All rights reserved.